So I've been 3D printing for almost 6 months now. I've got two printers. I've got a Bambu Lab P2S, which was my first, and then I've got the Bambu Lab X2D running. Both of them are running right now, making some prints for one of my kids. But here's the thing about that is I haven't had a single major failure with either one of the machines. I've not had a spaghetti disaster. I've not had clogged nozzles. I've not had prints flying off the bed with adhesion. I've not had any warp issues. I've not had to create any individual devices or pieces or prints, to give me a better print. And here's the thing about it is I'm not saying that to brag at all, but I'm saying it because I just want to share with you all that I just follow the directions, and that's what nobody seems to really tell beginners that's out there is just slow down. You don't have to struggle. There is a process. I followed it and it worked. And I'm here to share that process with you today. So welcome back to Old School 3D Prints. So I spent some time in the Navy. I'm a Navy veteran, close to almost 10 years. And then I got out and I pursued a career in education where I taught for close to 30 from there. And so, in those worlds, one thing that I did learn, and I learned it really quick, is that there is a procedure for everything. And for everything that there's a procedure, there is a reason for it. You open up the manual, you follow the steps, and everything goes right. You open up the manual and you skip the steps, and typically something is going to go wrong. And well, that discipline is exactly what I have brought into my personal journey within 3D printing, both 3D printing, just prints and design. So when I got my P2S about 6 months ago, which by the way, over there, and it's running right now, it's doing a print. I've not had any issues with it at all. Zero, zilch, not one. I've got running 2 AMS Pros on there. And I made a decision though, and that was that I wasn't going to be the guy who just rips open that box and films it and then pushes the print button. I didn't want to ignore the instructions. I didn't want to ignore the booklet that came with it and or the QR codes that are located inside of it. And then I didn't want to be the guy who on the different social media sites that are out there from Instagram and Reddit and YouTube and Facebook and all that and all the forums and basically say, why does my print look like a pile of melted plastic, or why does my stuff look like spaghetti? I was going to do it the old school way, and that means I was going to learn the ropes to master the craft. That's kind of my theme that I have going on with who I am and what Old School 3D Prints is all about. So I'm going to take you upon that journey, and I'm going to give you what were my 5 steps that I took that has enabled me to thoroughly enjoy my 6-month journey. So step number 1, unbox and follow the directions. Step 1 sounds so obvious, but I see people skip it constantly. I'm not saying skipping unpacking the box, but then some people do still have their printer sitting in boxes, even as I speak to you today. But when you pull that printer out of the box, there is a quick start guide. There are little cards that come with it, and this is the Bambu Lab, and it's pretty self-explanatory. It's got pictures, it's got small words, diagrams, and all that. And I suggest you read it, and you actually read it. All the printers, my printers, and I'm sure your printers as well, if you're not a Bambu person, has these guides and has these cards, and so it's telling you to remove these 3 screws. It's telling you to plug in, this power cord, or this cable, attach this spool holder. You want to just plug it in and go. I mean, that's the excitement that we're all there to do. But those screws are there for a reason. Those cables are there supposed to be designed and set up the right way. And if you remove them, or if you don't remove them and you put them in different places, then things are not going to work correctly. Like if you leave the screws in, your bed is not going to move, and that is not a good thing. And we've seen this happen to people. So for me to avoid that, I took my time. I opened the box carefully. I did every step in order. And by the time I powered it on, everything was exactly as it should have been or was supposed to be. And that's the Navy thing, and even in education, precision up front saves you hours of troubleshooting later on down the road. So, just keep that in mind as you're sitting there and you're going along in your own personal journey, especially if you're a beginner. So step number 2 is Bambu Academy. These are free courses that a lot of people don't take. Now, this is the one I really want to highlight because this right here is what made the biggest difference for me. Bambu has a free online training program called the Bambu Lab Academy. You can get it on the website, you can get it through the wiki, and it covers everything, from the machine setup to the slicer basics to maintenance to filament types to troubleshooting. It's for your individual printer. I did one for the P2S. I also did the same thing for the X2D. And I went through these whole things, number one, before I even printed anything. And look, I get it. We're all excited. You want to get in there. Watching training courses isn't the exciting part of 3D printing. I mean, it's not exciting to you right now, probably listening to me. But either way, you want to make stuff. The Academy took maybe a couple of hours over a course, of a day or of a period of a couple of days spread out. And by the end, I actually understood what it is that I was doing. Not just by pushing the buttons. I knew that the slice, when I got done, I knew what the slicer settings meant. I knew why my bed temperature mattered for the different types of filaments that I had. I knew what the first layer should have looked like. And that knowledge meant my very first print came out clean. There was no trial, there was no error, no wasted filament. It was just done right. And again, I cannot, if you follow me on anything on social media, that's typically my first response to ones that are saying certain things about certain things going on. And I recommend that they complete the Bambu Lab Academy courses or the courses for your particular printer, whatever that might be, because it'll build a strong, solid foundation to move forward. And a lot of people come out there and say, I didn't even know about that. So that just tells you that there's not a lot of knowledge out there being presented, telling people to do that. So that's my step number 2. So step number 1, unbox it, slow down, breathe, follow the step-by-step guides on getting a proper setup. Step number 2, highly encourage you to use whatever training courses that are out there from the actual print manufacturer themselves to get very knowledgeable and build a strong foundation. So step number 3 is learn basically from the people who've already done it. So after the Academy, I didn't stop. I went and I found the people on YouTube who actually know what they're talking about. And there are a lot of people out there. There's a lot of channels out there that are printing for years, testing every filament, every setting, every printer, comparing printers and all that other stuff. And there's a plethora of out there, and you can go down many rabbit holes. Just be careful in what you're doing with that and find the right one and the right niche for what you're trying to accomplish. But I do want to say thank you to all the creators that I do follow out there for sharing your knowledge, sharing your wealth of knowledge, and sharing your experiences, because it's helped me grow upon the foundation that I built early on. And that's what I also figured out is, you don't need to learn everything from your own mistakes. You can definitely learn from theirs. And I've learned a lot. When you watch a video when someone tests 10 different filament types or brands and tells you which ones are garbage, well, that's hours of research that you might not have to do yourself. Now, again, one of the things that I caution you on there too is I also like to learn on my own. So I'll take that experience, maybe throw them in my printer, see if I can change some settings. And then some things might wind up still garbage. I'd watch a video about slicer settings and I'd go try it. I'd watch something about print calibrations or print orientations and then I'd apply it. It's like having mentors that you've never met, and that combined with the Academy and the foundation that you build, when those courses meant that I was like building on real knowledge. I wasn't just guessing out there. And mentorship is great. Military, I had mentors. In education, I had mentors. A lot of us have mentors out there. Well, for all the content creators that are out there, you've been mentors to me through this process. So I highly recommend you folks, find the one that's the right fit for you, that blends in with your personality and your style, and then follow them and learn from them. Step number 4, the first print. Are you doing it with confidence? So the moment finally comes, you slice your first model and you hit the print button. And normally this is where beginners are going to hold your breath and you're going to pray that it's going to come out good. But here's the thing about it is I wasn't nervous. I wasn't nervous at all when I did mine. And I knew the bed was leveled because I'd set it up right. I knew my calibrations were correct. I knew my settings were correct on my filaments. I knew the PLA temperature, was good because the Academy courses for me covered it. I knew what a good first layer was supposed to look like. And so as I'm sitting there mesmerized by my first print, I felt really confident it was going to come out really good. And I was really excited about that component. And in that first print, obviously a benchy. They're all familiar with the benchy. This one right here was with PLA silk. Came across with that. I've done one. And then right after that, I did PLA metal. Because I just kind of wanted to see PLA plus. I did that one. I did this one. I switched out the nozzle because you can really switch it out really easy with the 0.08 nozzle. So basically it came out nearly perfect. I mean, I didn't really see any issues. There was no stringing. There was no spaghetti. Everything was smooth. I mean, smooth as butter, shiny as silk. I mean, really kind of looking at it. I mean, I've got a post out there about the different ones. And I'm not saying that to show off or anything like that, but what I'm saying it because, I mean, that should be normal, right? The machines are so good now. The information is out there. You just need to get it, and you just have to use it. And again, I can't recommend that highly enough to you all that are out there, especially the beginners that are just starting along this journey. So step number 5, I've got keep learning and keep printing. And this is the part where a lot of people will stall out. They print this benchy, it looks great, it looks good, and they think, okay, man, I'm done learning because of that print and play um, uh, mentality. But the printers need maintenance. They need filaments that are going to behave differently. There's new techniques that are coming out. There's a design element with Tinkercad, Fusion, Onshape, you name it, Blender. There's so many different other components that you'd want to sit there and learn. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love going to Maker World. I love going to Thingiverse. I love going to all those sites and seeing what other people have done and created. And yes, I've printed them out. I just printed one out a little while ago, which was a electric toothbrush holder that has some vent holes down there because we're traveling. And so I wanted to get something for that. And but I've also designed some things. So there's so much. So the biggest thing is, my process didn't stop after the first print. I've been keeping up. I've been watching videos. I've been reading. I've been trying new materials. I've been learning from the communities, and there's so many supportive communities that are out there. And again, thank you to those folks. My P2S has run for 6 months now. No issues because I do clean the build plate. I do lube the rails. I do follow the maintenance schedules. I do check the nozzles. I do a cold pull. All the stuff the Academy teaches you on day one is I've actually implemented and integrated into my 6-month journey. And then when I added the X2D 3.5 months later, same process. I unboxed it correctly. I followed the guide. I followed the setup. I ran the calibrations. Everything is a system. And the system works every time if you actually follow it. So there's a saying in the Navy, and we had a saying, and I'm just going to clean it up for you guys here on YouTube, and basically follow the procedure or prepare to fail. And that's really what this whole 6-month journey for me has been about, and that's the reason why I'm sharing it with you folks. 3D printing isn't a mysterious dark art, especially now with all the technology. It is a beautiful art. The machines are incredible now, and especially for me, these Bambu Lab printers, the training is free. The community is huge, and most of the time it's a very supportive community. The only thing that's standing between a beginner such as myself or maybe you out there and the perfect first print is whether or not you take the time to learn before you push the button. You don't need talent. You don't need an engineering degree. You don't need to be an educator. You just need patience, and you need to have the willingness to actually just sit there and learn and slow down. I know it's hard in this society today. To take the academy, to take the training courses, to go through those. And you need to respect the process because the process is only going to help you out in the long run. It helped me fine-tune my printers when I went through the academy. It helped me fine-tune and tweak my filament settings. all of those things, as well as watching some amazing folks out there who are sharing that with us through social media and in the forums. And again, I just want to personally say thank you to the ones that I follow. Thank you for everybody that is sharing, and for the ones that I've not gotten to yet. I'm sure you've got amazing and awesome things, and I look forward to learning from you. So yeah, so that's my 6-month journey report. 2 printers, 0 disasters, hundreds of prints, all because I believed I took the time to learn the foundations and follow the directions. If you're a beginner and you haven't unboxed your first printer, or if you just unboxed your first printer, do yourself a favor, slow down. If you're Bambu, take the Bambu Lab Academy courses, watch the videos, do it right the first time, because it's definitely going to prevent a lot of issues for you later on. And nothing is perfect. It is a mechanical device. Something's bound to happen, but when it does, I think you can be better prepared. And so I guess my next question is, what's the first thing that you're going to print after the Benchy? Drop it in the comments, because I'm curious what gets people excited about this particular hobby. I want to thank you for sitting here. If you sat here through this journey, again, I'm just sharing out my journey. And I guess, for me, the next time on Old School 3D Prints, I'm going to show you the finished setup, and maybe finally figure out where the H2D is going in this cramped office. I put a little video out there earlier about that. I am getting something, and it is going to be bigger. And until then, thank you. Enjoy the journey. Build the foundation first. Learn from all those amazing creators and content creators that are out there that are sharing what they're doing. And have a great and awesome day, and be blessed. Well, that wraps up another layer of the classics. If you're ready to chart your course and master the craft with an old vintage 3D printing enthusiast, well, smash that like button and subscribe to join our voyage. Click right here to catch our next project, and as always, keep it shipshape.